Hi, it's Rowanna from Weymouth Bay Reflexology. Today I'm going to show you a hand reflexology routine that might be useful for you if you're now working from home. For a lot of people it's fairly unusual to be working at home, and you might be under a little bit more stress than you would necessarily be in the office, partly because you're at home. It's an unusual situation. You may not be in an ideal situation in terms of your actual physical working environment, so you might not have a chair and a table at the right height. You might also have the children running around in the background, which never helps. So today we're going to focus on something that's going to de-stress you a little bit and also work on the reflexes for your head, your neck and your spine, just to try and get them happy again. Again, this is a routine that you can use every day, whenever you need it. It shouldn't take too long. You can work both hands. The first thing I'm going to show you is a little bit of relaxation, which is great to actually reduce the tension in your hands, especially if you've been sat typing or writing for a long time. So I'm just going to move the camera and then hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So a really good way to relax your hands, if you've got a tennis ball, I don't actually have one in the office, but if you've got a tennis ball, is put it in between your hands and rub them like this. Just sort of rotate the ball between your hands. It's really good for relaxing and helping the flexibility of your hands, and it's good for the muscles as well. It actually helps to reduce tension, and it's something that I get clients to do with their feet, to roll a foot across a tennis ball. That really helps. Just makes you feel really nice, and it's great for your hands too. So if you haven't got a tennis ball, that's fine. There are other things we can do. So the first thing is called kneading. So you make a fist with one hand, gently put it into the palm of your other hand, and you're just going to literally knead the palm of your hand. Give the whole, all the way down to your wrist. Give it a really good, lovely, nice massage. Now usually I don't use a lot of pressure, but for this particular move this is good to use a little bit of pressure. Makes your hands feel really nice, and if you like it, you can do a little bit on the upper surface of your hand as well. Remember to do both hands. It's important that you don't forget you've got two hands, they both need working on. So get right in there, give those knuckles a good workout. If you've ever made bread dough, it's the same sort of sensation. You're pushing, relaxing all that fascia and muscle, making it feel really nice. And you can just rub over the top. So give them a really good shake. Really helps to relax them. Makes you feel a bit weird, but it's nice. And then pull. Just literally put your whole hand around a finger or a thumb and just give it a tug. Really helps to stretch them out, relaxes them a little bit, feels really nice. There we go, loosens everything off. So I'm going to do the other hand just to make sure everything's nice. I'm ready for reflexology. Now again, I'm just going to show you the routine on one hand, but remember you can do it on both. Okay. So today we're going to be working on the spine. Obviously that's functional for how you're sitting. The neck reflexes, the hips again, because they can get really stiff when you're sitting for long periods of time. Even if you're getting up and having cups of tea or walking around the garden, you know, you're still, quite a lot of jobs are sitting down, and really relaxing the hips is really important. We're also going to work on the lung area, diaphragm and the solar plexus, because they're very good for calming and soothing you, and I think we all need more of that at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to first of all work the spine. Now the spine reflex runs from the outside edge of your hand all the way along the bottom and up the side of your thumb to your head. If you've been following my videos, you'll know now that this is your brain reflex on here, your head, neck, throat and spine. We're going to use our thumb or a finger if it's easier. I prefer a thumb, and we're going to walk up the spine. Again, not using too much pressure, whatever feels good for you. We're going to work all the way up. You might find that this area is a little bit tender. This is your neck. A lot of people hold tension in their neck, so it's a good area to work. And I would say do this spine 3 times. Don't go too fast. Obviously I'm going a little bit faster than I would normally because I'm trying to fit it all into one video. Now just here, for me, this is a really tender spot, so I'm just going to sit there and wiggle a bit. That's probably tension from having children at home all day, asking silly questions. Okay, so I've done that area. Now you can work the neck reflex on both sides of the thumb, so you can actually, you can see that, pinch your way up, just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle all the way up to the top. And if you're visualizing where you're working on your body, so if you're thinking about your neck whilst you're working this area, you may find that you're actually gradually lengthening your neck out and taking some of those kinks out from the day. So once you've done that, we're going to work on the brain reflexes. So we're looking at the pad of the thumb here, this area here, and we're just going to wiggle up from the first joint of the thumb to the tip, using a finger or a thumb, and making sure we cover the whole area. Normally 2 or 3 passes is enough. I do apologise, I've got ink on my thumb, I've been writing. Okay, so that's the brain reflexes, and then because we're working, this is a sort of office and calming routine, I'm going to work the brain reflexes on all of the tips of the fingers as well. So just a little rotation on that pad, the top of the finger, just to soothe the old brains, let them calm down from the day's work. Okay, go back, and if you feel necessary, give the thumb one as well. Okay, then we're going to work the lung area. So from my other videos you may remember, it's this top part of the palm of your hand from the base of your fingers to about here, and we're going to just gently caterpillar walk And you can always think about your breathing whilst you're actually working this area. Try and give yourself some deeper breaths, get some more oxygen into those lungs. This helps to remind your body that you're not in a stress situation. If you're breathing deeply, your body is more relaxed, and that will allow all of the systems in your body to calm down and work in the way that they're designed to. Okay, so I've worked all the way across the lungs, and I'm going to work all the way back again, because I am actually finding this everybody being at home malarkey a little bit stressful. Continuing to work across that lung area, not using too much pressure. Be gentle with yourselves. If you've had a hard day, probably need to be nice to ourselves. Okay, then I'm going to find the solar plexus point, sort of in the middle of your palm, and I'm just going to hold it and have 2 or 3 nice deep breaths. Oh, lovely. And then I'm going to work the diaphragm, which is this line across here, below the lungs. Get that nice big sheet of muscle working really well, helping us to breathe deeply and beautifully. Again, if there's any sore spots, work on those a little bit more, give yourself a little bit more time. Body will tell you what it needs. If you want to, you can go back to the solar plexus and hold again. And then the final part of this routine is working on the pelvis and hip area, and on your hand, that's this area here, the lower part of your hand around here. And what's really nice is to have several fingers, and you can just, here I am actually going to work a little bit harder because I have been sitting down for most of the day, for various reasons, and oh, that's a sore spot, so I'm just going to work there, and then I'm going to focus on this side of my hand, and again I'm going to use 3 or 4 fingers, and I'm just going to wiggle my way around that area. Lovely. And then you can finish off by saying thank you to yourself. Remember to work the other hand. So I will be putting up another one of my diagrams to help you work out where you're supposed to be focusing your attention, and that will be on my website freebies page. If you go to weymouthbayreflexology.co.uk, follow my links to the videos, and the freebies page is on there too. Thanks for joining me. Bye.